Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Carolina Hurricanes franchise mode. So yes, this is another pre-recorded episode. So we're here at the trade deadline. So far our record 39, 17, and 7. So we should be making the playoffs, but I do feel like we need to make a trade just because I was looking at the progress reports at the end of last episode, and Arvidsson, one of our defensemen, whose medium elite is up to a top 6 role defenseman, so I want to call him up so he could play. So I was pre-scouting some trades off camera, and I found a trade that might work out. I don't know if it is. We might have to add in something, but I'll see if it goes through. So Falk, as you can see, he's now actually an 86 overall, and his trade value is kind of dropping off. So we're going to try and deal him to the New York Islanders, who want him, and in exchange we are going to try and get back Josh Hosang. As you can see, their right wing core is actually really strong already. Like Jordan Eberle is an 85, Hosang's 86, and Patrick Kane's a 91. So let's just try and bring in Hosang, see if that could get through. It looks pretty fair on both sides, but I don't know if it's going to go through or not just because Hosang's younger. But let's see if it goes through, and rejected. Okay, so we might have to add in, let's see, what could we add in to make this deal go through? Goalies matching block. No, I'm not dealing any of those guys. Let's add in like a fourth. I don't know if that's enough even, but so let's see. Rejected. So what if I add in my third round pick? I know they don't want thirds, but let's see if that works. Still too far, huh? Yeah, this might be a bit more difficult than I thought. Second. Falcon a second for Hosang, a bit low. Let's add a second and a third because I don't really want to give up the first for this year just yet. And it's accepted. There you go. So welcome aboard, Josh Hosang. He's listed as a playmaker for some reason, which I don't understand because he's got really good shooting categories. So hopefully he does good, and we'll call up Arvidsson for our defensive core. And then let's go to edit lines. So yeah, this is definitely going to help us out. So Calvert is going to get scratched though, just because, like I said, Hosang needs to be in the lineup. And yeah, that makes our right wing side look a lot better. Like, look at that, it looks nice, 86 up there. And he's on a 2-year deal as well, so it's not expiring just yet. And Slavin could go up, Bean could get more minutes, and then Gordon Gibbons and Arvidsson could play together. What is their handedness? Both left-handed, but that should be still fine. You know, I'm going to go best lines, and then I'm going to edit it myself. So let's go best lines. So there is the best lines, but I'll probably change it up a bit. So I'll do that, and I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, guys, so there you have it. We have our lines set up. So Hosang's playing with Logan Brown and Aho here, and he will also be playing on the power play unit right here with the first pairing, or first line actually I should say. Now that Falk's gone, Jake Bean's getting more ice time on the power play as well, and who else was it? Oh yes, Arvidsson, I think his name was. Yeah, Arvidsson's now in the top 6 pairing with Gibbons. The two of them should be fine. Hopefully both of them grow during this season, but I'm expected Arvidsson to be a pretty good defensive player because he picked up like 15 points during the regular season in the HL so far, and he was only +1 actually, so he might be more offensively minded, which is not necessarily good to have him next to Gordon Gibbons, but we'll leave it like that anyways. And Jake Bean, since he's getting now top 4 time, he should be able to grow and get to that like 85, 86 overall, which he produces a lot more offensively. If you guys have ever seen Jake Bean, he grows really good sometimes, puts up like 50 something points. And as you can see, Hosang is now our leading point man with 47 points in 58 games, so he's definitely going to help us out. I don't know why he doesn't simulate more better with goals. Like, it says he's a playmaker and he has more assists than goals. So let's simulate 1 month, and hopefully Hosang could help us with this cup run. Giving up Falk is a bit of a bummer, but we had to do what we had to do to make room for youngsters, because like Arvidsson might be like a top 4 defenseman by next year, so maybe during the offseason we have to get rid of somebody else like Slavin to make room for them. So it's just part of the business. So let's scout. Where do we want to scout? I guess we could scout in Liga. Let's go for just forwards. And I didn't want to go for 1 week. God damn it. Game against Rangers. We have a couple losses since the deal, but it's okay. I was expecting a couple losses anyways, considering we had a pretty good first half of the season. So let's go to OHL. Let's continue with the forward trend. Game against the Flyers, another loss. Damn. Yeah, this hosting deal is definitely not helping us right now, but I think it will help us in the postseason. We're still winning enough games to get by, though, as we are 46, 24, and 8 here with only 4 games to go. I think we should have probably clinched a playoff spot by now. We're probably not a President's Trophy winning team, but yeah, we're definitely not a President's Trophy winning team, but we did clinch a playoff spot, so we are making it back to the playoffs for just another year, which is pretty crazy because we've only missed the playoffs, I think, 1 time so far in this series. So Sven Arvidsson, oh man, the youngster already going down with an injury, back spasms till April 10th. Well, at least he'll be back for the playoffs, but still. Hopefully he's not fragile like that during his entire career, because I don't like players that just keep getting injured. So Roland McCallum must be getting pissed off with his ice time. Yeah, he definitely is. We'll put him in for now. I think McCallum goes during the season for sure, because I don't really have the spot for him on the roster. There's back-to-back losses. Game against Columbus. And Arvidsson is back. Like I said, I hate those one-day injuries. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, McCallum is probably going to drag down this team in terms of morale. So there you go. Arvidsson is in. Game against Columbus is a win. And game against Toronto. And Jelkovic is back from his injuries. So he's back just on time for the playoffs. That is great news. Hopefully he could get us a cup this year. He's going to definitely be one of those goalies that go this year, though, because Ulanov is going to be... I think we could run with Ulanov and LaFontaine this year. So we're over the player limit. Who do we have scratched again? I think we had... You know what? I'm going to send McCowan down. I am going to send McCowan down. I don't care if he gets claimed. He's just not been his morale is going down. If he gets claimed, that's fine. So you could go down McCowan, and he did not get claimed. Okay, so I'm gonna have to edit the lines again. But we are in the playoffs, which is good news. Let me just edit the lines first, guys, and then I'll see you guys back up here with who we're playing in the first round. Okay, guys, so Nedeljkovic is back in. I was actually quickly checking the AHL as well, and Rod Fritz is actually listed as a 4th liner. I'm not going to call him up for this playoff run, but next year he will definitely be taking somebody's spot like Warren Fogle. So he's ready as well. Stephen Malone might be in the NHL next year, so we're getting a lot of good prospect growth, which is really good. Means that we are starting to be a young team, which means we might start to miss the playoffs a lot, and we might have to start moving out a lot of those older veteran kind of guys on the team. So let's see who we are up against in the first round of the playoffs. Hopefully it's not too difficult of a team, and then we'll check the player stats first before we go into their lines. So we're up against the Washington Capitals. Interesting. I don't think we've ever played them in the playoffs so far, maybe once. It's been a long time since I recorded, like I said. I recorded just 1 episode before this, but I hadn't recorded it in a long time before then. So Bjorkstrand, 60 points, really good performance from him. Glad we signed him in free agency. Unfortunately, it was only for 1 year. Aho 53 points, Teravainen 53 points, Hosang 51 points. I think he had 47 with the Islanders, so he might have only put up 4 points with us, but still pretty good. Victor Rask 48 points, Logan Brown, and Slavin 45 points for Slavin. Damn, that's a pretty good year for him. Hanifin 43 points, Kempe 34. Everybody else is 28 and below, but still everybody on this team produced really well. Arvidsson had 3 points in his first 17 NHL games, but he was a -3, so he's not the greatest defensively, it seems like, at least. Like, his defensive stats look good right now, but I think it'll grow. His offensive stats should grow as well, because, yeah, he's got good shooting categories and whatnot. And then in terms of goaltending, Ulanov went 17, 13, and 4 with 2 shutouts, a .921 save percentage, and 2.34. He is actually listed as a starting goaltender now, so Nedeljkovic, is this his last year deal? No, he's not. We're probably going to have to flip him in the offseason, and then LaFontaine could be our backup instead. But yeah, Nedeljkovic was really good before his injury. So that is the NHL. Let's quickly check the AHL as well. So Malone had a 60-point season. Nice. That's why he grew. 28 goals, 32 assists. Let's see. Rod Fritz had 56 points. That's why he grew. What about... Yeah, Whitmore, 31 points. And let's just check the goalie. Sven Steen. Wow. He only grew to a 69, but look at that record. 17, 7, and 2. Or, well, not 2. And 0. So 17 and 7, that's a pretty good record, but not a really good save percentage and goals against, but definitely a really good win-loss ratio, and then 2 shutouts. So he definitely played pretty good down there in the minors. So now that that is done, let's see who the Washington Capitals have in their lineup. They probably still have players like, I don't know if Ovechkin retired yet in this GM mode. What else was it? I don't know if they still have Backstrom and all those type of guys too. Obviously in real life now, the Washington Capitals are on to the conference finals for the first time in the Ovechkin era, so it's kind of interesting. Hopefully we could eliminate them in the first round. So let's see, Washington, what do your lines look like? So Ovechkin is dropping off. This might be one of his last chances at a cup. I don't know if he's won one in this GM mode yet. And then you got Nick Backstrom and Jacob Vrana. So yeah, this team looks pretty similar to what they've looked in past years. Burakovsky, Kuznetsov, and Oshie. And they actually have Kirill Kaprizov, but for some reason they're playing him on the third line instead of TJ Oshie, which is kind of annoying. Like, it kind of bugs me in a sense of OCD. Then you got Justin Wheel, who actually they drafted, recently, 5th overall. That's a really good center that he's going to probably take over, like, Kuznetsov or Backstrom when they retire. Zykov, our former player, we traded him to LA. I think he signed in Washington as like a free agent. And then the 4th line, Beck Malenstein is a little weak. Lars Eller and Jacob Olofsson. Defensively, they got Brodin and Orlov, Bowie, and Jake Gardner, who definitely we're going to score a lot of goals when he's on the ice, hopefully. TVR, our former player, and Tyler Myers. And then in terms of goalies, they have Anders Nilsson and Braden Holtby. I don't know why Braden Holtby's there. Maybe he's playing backup again for the first 2 games of the series like he did in real life in round 1. And scratch, they got Lucas Johansson, Connor Hobbs, and Joachim Ryan. So overall wise, they do have a good team, but I'm not too scared of it, to be honest. Like Ovechkin, if he was in his 90s still, I'd definitely be scared of it, but I think right now we might be able to still have a chance just because of the acquisition of Hosang and whatnot. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Carolina Hurricanes GM mode. So next episode, we will take it to game 1, where we actually have home ice in the series against the Washington Capitals. So thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next time.